Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is Alan's Garden Railway, and it's been a long time since I made any type of video, mainly due to the fact that the temperatures over the past couple of weeks have been absolutely horrendous. Not really been nice being out there, and certainly not great in this shed. If an thermometer I had in here was saying up to 42 in here, so 37 out there, 42 to 43 in here. That was not happening. So, well, I'll give you an example how bad the actual it was. Yeah, the whole of this section is now gone. It basically buckled all the wood. Well, not buckled it, but warped all the wood. It was a mess. But obviously, at the moment, currently, I'm doing some new changes into the shed. This is going to be the new entrance now, where the trains will go. They will enter the shed through this, and I'm going to show you exactly what I've done into this shed. I've only got this wiring here because there was an overloading issue. Don't know what it was, but it's been fine now. So I've made all that wire to look like there's rails connected all the way up. But I'll show you what I've been doing into the shed. So as you can see, all this part had like a viaduct going over it. It was a bit of a mess. It wasn't great. Bit of a station here which was garbage. So apologies for all this. I've got to sort it all out. I've got this row of houses here. We are going to have a station back here. There'll be some steps going up onto the road. I'm going to get some more of them houses and build some more, make a bit of a street scene along here. So what we're going to do, we'll start off in this area here. Don't worry, this is all, obviously I've been testing all this area. This is going to be a new fueling facility for any trains that's work, for any locomotives that works out of the quarry. Obviously the quarry which you know about, which is in the garden. This is basically for train locomotives that work out of the quarry on stone trains. This is the maintenance facility that. So obviously this is where they would come for fuel, oil, sand, also some A exams and stuff like that. So after they'd finished, fuel would be checked. It'd come here, get fueled, check the sandboxes, make sure there was plenty of sand for traction effort. Just let the wheels run spinning, or any wheel slippage you should say. Also check the water, check the oil and other things. Also where drivers would take the brakes, or maybe sign on here and sign off here. So we have 3 roads here. Both of these will have fueling facilities in there, and there'll also be a stabling road there for a wagon or a locomotive. These 2 lines, obviously where you got your 150 Sprinter unit here, this line, these are going to be your up and down running lines. Both will be bi-directional. So even though trains will come in this direction, trains will also be able to go in that direction. And I'll go into that on the later video. This line over here is the entrance to the new stone unloading terminal. I've just put that shunter loco there. For the time being. That, by the way, is a German locomotive, V100 I think it is. Nice little loco, nice and cheap, but very detailed for the price. Very strong and all, really good loco. So yeah, this area is going to be for unloading stone trains. As you can see, I've already got 4 wagons there, just as a test, and there's going to be some more areas, but I shall come back to you in a minute regarding that. So anyway, like I said, there's going to be a building there. There's going to be a building there, so when the wagons come through, the stone gets unloaded. We're then going to be building a conveyor belt up to another building here. That building would then, in real terms, the building would screen and wash the stone, and then the stone would be blown out into some chutes around here, where the stone would then be taken off to building sites and other types of construction areas. Around there, obviously, where these wagons are, there's going to be a station there, and then it enters the garden through that bridge. I've actually put a bit of a thing there to just block it, obviously, because it's not in use, so it just blocks it all. These wagons I've just been testing to make sure that everything's perfect and there's not going to be any derailments or anything like that. But everything's all good there. There was something there. There was a bit of buckle track there. I don't know why, but for some reason the track was higher there and was down that like that, and it was twisted it here. So I don't know what I call that, but that's now been sorted. We're going to be ballasting all the track. I just need to get some PVA glue. I'm going to be using this stuff. This is a Jarvis large fine brown ballast. That's all you need. You don't need. It looks a lot bigger through the camera, but believe me, it's not big. And I've got 2 packs of that. Probably going to be needing more. And obviously, once it's gone down onto the track, dried, we're then going to be weathering it up with the airbrush and getting some nice colours in there. Areas like this where the depot is, you'd normally find areas like that. The ballast, you can't really see ballast anymore. It's black, thick with oil, and other stuff. But I'm probably going to be doing some kind of a hard standing concrete. A lot of people use plastic card, cutting it to shape. I ain't going to bother. I'm actually going to buy, there's like a filler stuff you can buy. You mix it with water, place it down, get some kind of an old railway wagon and just make the grooves there so your locomotives can just go straight on. Paint hard standing, paint it to a decent colour, do some weathering to it, make it look really authentic, and then that will look good. This line I won't bother doing it too. This will just be ballasted with some weeds coming out of there, some, you know, to make it like it's not really used. It's just something for stabling locomotives or storing the wagon there, but other than that it's not really used. Same will go over there. That'll have like a very light white coloured stone on there, as if it's like dust and stuff like that, or maybe just some kind of a white powder to represent. It's just, you know what I mean, I can't really work that out, but yeah. And also this street scene is going to be made a lot better. This, by the way, is going to be a temporary thing with the station here. Eventually this workbench, there's going to be a terminating station there. That'll start around about there, and then it will add on somewhere around about here. That street then will come out here, and then there'll be a bit of a tunnel here, and trains will come out onto the mainline stage platform here. All this area, this shed and all that lot, this workstation is going to eventually go into the new shed over there, which I keep saying I'm going to do, but I will do it eventually. Now areas like this, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it round there. So what I'm thinking of, I'm going to have some kind of an embankment round here. I can't have anything too big because the building that I buy is a fairly big building, so I'm going to have to put it there. So I need to think about size of the embankment and things like that. So probably put the embankment there, but then we could say, well, that's where part of the embankment was dug out for this new unloading facility, and I apologise about that. A new unloading facility in the stone screening area. But here we kind of have like some kind of an embankment. What I'll do here though, I'm going to stick another piece of wood in there and then just round off that piece of wood like that. Then we can have the embankment going around, and we can put some grass on it, some trees, maybe even a little bit of a footpath, have some kind of a small bridge going over here. The footpath would then carry on to go around there, and then would eventually take you down onto the railway station there. Currently, they're the plans that's going to be going ahead. Obviously I've got an embankment there, and I'm going to have to do some kind of a security fence here along here. I need to also do some kind of a road access getting to it, but I might just do some kind of road coming into there like that, but I'll have to put a security fence once again along there like that, there, and then along here. Just trying to give it that effect rather than just looking like that, running trains on there. It's a bit bland to me really. It's just, there's no scenic there. It just looks like a train running through a shed and going back out again. Maybe an house there. It just looks bland, so I want to actually do something to it. So yeah, I want to make it look good. Something where I can sit in here and just enjoy the operations of the trains actually running through, actually running on some like ballast on the within the tracks, an embankment here, some greenery, some trees, you know, things like that, to a depot looking like a proper working depot. But yeah, obviously I can't do that just over here as of yet because I need to get some dropper wire onto there, get it through, get it all linked up with there. I want to make sure that every rail has electricity running through it. I want to make sure I've got a good flow electric, so nothing's gonna start stuttering and coming to a stop because there's no power. I mean, don't get me wrong, 99.9% of my stock all has, well actually no, 100% of my stock all have backup supply, so even if they do go over a dirty spot on the track, the power's still there because there's like a stay alive or a power bank in here which is preserve the power and is keeping it running. So yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna have that issue, but still I'd rather have all the track with a nice flow of electric. I mean, yeah, I have got it through because they've all got nice clean fish plates, but you can't always rely on fish plates because eventually they warp, they get wider, and then yeah, so I'd rather just solder some wire, drop the wire down, connect it all up. But other than that, we are getting there. It's going to look good. I also need to do some kind of a small shelf there with a bit of track on it, so when I come to buying a new locomotive, put a new decoder in, I can program it on that by using the thing on here. You can actually, oh, what that's doing that there for? Oh, that's a bit weird. Oh, there doesn't appear to be anything working. Oh, that's a bit strange. Oh, hang on a minute. It's on, but nothing's actually working. How odd. Right, let's look into that because that's not working for some reason. How very odd that is. Right, let's look into it. Right guys, I'm going to leave this video here. Like I said, I'll probably be doing some progress in here. I need to sort that piece of wood out there, get all that properly sorted, and I need to do some test running to see whether there's any more rails buckled anywhere else, to see if I've got to do any more track replacement. So I'll leave this video here guys, and I shall catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.